In this video, traders, we are going to look at should you trade without knowing your exit. Stay tuned. Hey guys, warm welcome to you. All right, so a question from a subscriber, from a viewer, from someone who was kind enough to comment on the video, one of my videos. He said, and his name was Mark Pennell, great name. He said, is it an acceptable approach to start a trade not knowing whether it will be over that day or whether it will evolve into a swing trade, not committing to one or the other and see how it goes? Thanks for the video. Well, thank you for your question. Appreciate your comment. Okay, Mark, so the question is, how I'm kind of interpreting this question is, right, you've taken a trade, and let's just kind of draw a chart up here, and you've gone, right, I'm going to take this trade, I'm going to buy this kind of support level here, you've gone long, and it's chugging. And the question is it okay to take it not knowing whether this thing's going to be a day trade and just want to see how it goes? And my answer to that is yes, very much. That's absolutely fine as long as it's part of your trading plan. So my ethos to this is this. It's like, okay, if we are taking this scenario and we've got a broader picture that on perhaps a daily chart, let's say this is a 15-minute, but perhaps on a daily chart over here, you know, we are seeing something like, you know, this, let's say, okay, we've pushed up aggressively, we've pulled back, and now we're kind of looking for this sort of price target up there. So you're aligning yourself with the long, and intraday you found a little scenario that fits in with a long on an intraday basis on a 15-minute chart. You've kind of bought this little bull flag breakout, all very well and good, and you also like the fact you're aligned with the daily. Now, if you didn't like the daily, then it's a different scenario. My kind of recommendation for that would be, if you don't like the higher time frame chart, just to trade it intraday, close at the end of the day. If you like the higher time frame chart for a potential setup, then by all means give yourself the option to hold it for a few days, follow through, if that is okay with your risk criteria. Because many day traders don't want to hold overnight risks. Of course, guys, obviously depending on what you're trading, but I'm going to kind of assume this is from the question that it's based on stuff that's closed, i.e. stocks or whatever. Obviously, if it's Forex and you're trading Monday to Friday, you're fine, it will trade anyway. But the point is, you give up risk control on a stock when it's closed, because you can't do anything about it. And some people don't like that, and I get that. That makes perfect sense. Some people are okay with it. As long as you're okay with it and it's happy with, and it's kind of works with your trading plan, then all very well and good. But the idea is that if you do have something, then I think it's a great thing to do to say, well, you know, if we go up and we close at highs, then I've got enough of a kind of cushion. And I know some people frown on that and go, well, it's not house money, it's your money. I get that, I'm not calling it house money, but let's assume you've got a bit of a cushion. The risk is gone. You don't have as much risk in the deal anymore as you did have. Yes, you've got profit, but assume that that's kind of a cushion. You can make a decision, well, do I want to trade it on day two for a follow through? Especially if that's looking quite nice potentially on a daily chart. So it sets up nice on a daily chart. It looks like it's about to close here. Let's say on a daily chart, you've got a good long, you feel that it's got some longevity to the trade, then by all means, and you're happy to take the risk, then by all means look to see what happens on day two. See where it opens, drag your stop up, trade it like that. Have an idea in your head of where that would be, so that you've got some structure to the idea. So you're not just kind of giving yourself the full decision to be made, you know, at the close. You want to have, okay, if it's at least this, then I'll give myself the discretion. So in other words, if it's at least X%, X number of pips, I'll give myself the discretion of whether I want to carry it on to day two or whether I want to close it. So if it doesn't fall into that criteria, the decision is taken from you, you close it. So you're giving yourself some leeway, but you're not giving yourself the whole leeway of saying, I'll see how it goes, because you can see the difference in that. The difference in that is you're giving yourself far too much kind of decision making to do when you're in the heat of the moment. So you could do that. And if it doesn't do that, you could say, right, well, I'm going to close it anyway. If it doesn't quite reach my watermark, if you like, then I'll close it anyway. But if it does, and it fits in with a daily chart, then I might look for a day two or day three play. Because actually, Mark, the great question is that this is really a very good way to get the very most kind of bang for your buck, and using a kind of scalper's entry if you like. So whatever your stop was here, maybe your stop's going to be kind of just under this point here when you go in. It might be 25 pips, 30 pips, 30 ticks, whatever you're trading, 30 cents. But you might then be looking for a $3 move, a 300 pip move. And then you're starting to get kind of 10 to 1s, maybe 20 to 1s, because you're using that short-term, almost price action or whatever strategy, doesn't need to be price action approach, with that kind of stop loss, but with a broader target that's based on a swing trader's target. So you're leveraging on the skill set you've got on an intraday basis, but then saying, okay, well, if it starts to fit in with a swing trade thesis, and I think that's the key, is that these two do match up. That you do have something on a higher time frame chart. And you go, right, well, that fits in nicely with that. I'll hold that and treat that now as a swing trade. Now I've used that, it's moved from the day trading pot to the swing trading pot, and I'll manage it as a swing trade. If it doesn't make it from there, doesn't have the criteria, take the profits on the day, cut it and run. One thing to add, personally, if it wasn't in any profit, if it was a loser, I'd never carry a loser overnight, because that could be, it just never seems to work. To me, if it hasn't shown what I want, swing trade differently, of course, swing trade might go against you for a couple of days, fine. Day trade, I'd never carry a loser overnight, because if it wasn't working for me, it would mean I was wrong. You know, my hypothesis was wrong, I didn't catch it right, and so to hope that the kind of gap bails me out, to me, is a strategy I don't want to trade. But if it's going in my favor, I've got some sort of cushion, then I might consider it. Again, that level of cushion is going to be dependent on kind of what you're comfortable with, your risk, the market conditions, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, great question. Appreciate that, Mark. And I hope the other guys who are watching this enjoyed it too. If you did, thumbs up appreciated. Any questions, comments, etc., are more than welcome. I appreciate your support, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.